Hey there, this is Kevin, and I want to show you how you can tell a better story with data whenever you do an offering memorandum or PPMs for your deal or when you are doing your company presentation. If you've worked on these documents that I mentioned, you might have come across a table that looks like this. And this is the kind of table that we normally receive from our clients whenever we work on their OMs or PPMs, especially on the financial section. So, how do we make it easy for your audience to understand your data? Okay, the general rule is that the data should stand out, not the table. How do we do that? Let me just take a copy of this one and allow me to take all the borders out. Let's just change this to a different color, probably a lighter one, and change the font to something darker so that it stands out. Now, I don't like this thing. It's taking too much of the attention, these fill colors. So what we can do is just take them out completely, make it no fill, right? And then don't forget to apply your standard font. So for this one, we have a standard font for of a body extra light, especially for this client of ours. And we use Gotham Black for the main headers. I think this looks way better than compared to this. So what we just did was to make it light, even lighter, you know, make this thing even lighter. And what you can do to assist the eyes of your audience is to maybe put up a very faint line on each of the rows. So make use of the lightest line possible. So if I apply it, it would look like this. Now it's way better than this one. Now for the market section, what we normally receive from our clients is the demographics data or the population by year. And normally what a non-designer would do is to just get this chunk of image from a PDF source and then put it on his slide. So in terms of visual branding, that's a no-no. So with kinetic slides, what we do is to organically create a table so that it would look like this. But if it's a table that shows a trend, for instance, the population by year is a trend, right? We don't typically illustrate it via a table because that's not very helpful. What we do instead is to use a graph and also tell a story, like what is that relevant data that the investors would actually need whenever they look at a chart or a graph. And with that, I'm going to show you real quick how we've transformed this boring table into something that we think is compelling to the eyes of prospect investors. So here's how it looks. So you can see that we have 2010 to 2021 population, and we have the annual growth rate typed in below. And we've put up some sort of a blurb in here saying that there's a 5.5 annual growth rate. So that just, brings out the story behind this chart. So that's how you do it. First is whenever you do table that doesn't have a trend or is best to be illustrated using a table, make sure that the data stands out instead of the table. Another thing is whenever you're dealing with data that has trends in it, make sure to convert the table into a chart and then bring out the insights that your audience might want to understand, like the growth rate or the population increase. That's it. And if you want to know more about tips on how you could tell a data story better for your OMs or for your collaterals, be sure to follow Kinetic Slides on Facebook or on YouTube and stay tuned for more tutorials.